Hey guys, with the new Svartalfheim gameplay released by Game Informer, I noticed some details worth mentioning. On a side note, I know I've been away for a long time, but the truth is, other life commitments have taken priority, which I'm happy with. I'm not in a position to make promises of returning long term, but regardless, I hope you enjoy this video. The trailer opens with Atreus making a comment about the environmental changes in Svartalfheim. It's important to note Fimbulwinter isn't exclusive to Midgard, it affects all the realms but manifests differently. Here it has manifested with the geysers and the smells getting worse. By the way, a geyser is boiling water sprouting from the ground. Atreus wonders whether the earthquakes will be affected too, implying Svartalfheim was already a realm experiencing earthquakes and Fimbulwinter has only amplified it. Though this is a story point that will likely exist in the game space too. I make this assumption as the geysers have gameplay implications already. Here we can see the geysers blocking pathways, forming a puzzle component, while the smell may be similarly implemented like in God of War 2018's Niflheim level. As for how earthquakes will be experienced, I theorize they will have multiple effects. Remember in 2018 as the water level fluctuated, more areas became accessible? That same concept may apply to Svartalfheim, especially if it's one of the main realms. Another way it may manifest is by making the foreground unstable. In Game Informer's post, Jason, the writer of the post, mentions, "I spot towering wheels in the distance, and just overhead, an ore block suspended in the air by a derelict rig threatens to crush me." These ore blocks can be viewed in the video too. Rowing would certainly become more challenging with the necessary risk needed to access certain areas. This idea would be versatile as it would have implications both on foot and on the boat, making the same design dynamic. Let's elaborate on how geysers will work in gameplay. It will be as simple as throwing the axe to freeze them in place, an idea we're familiar with. However, it seems this will work in conjunction with the blade's puzzle mechanics. Some geysers will be contained in pots, only freeable through using the blades. Then by using your axe you'll be able to freeze them. Personally, I like this codependency between both weapons, which I hope to see more of. Finally, I'm going to mention other details I noticed within the video. In one of the clips, in the distance we can faintly see Narnier chest making a return. The health and rage meter will still likely be upgradable. Whether the upgrading components will be Eiden apples and Horn of Blood mead is unconfirmed. Next, in the distance we can see a face carved into a mountain. As John Ford and his community pointed out, this is likely Xevnir, the dwarven king we found dead in 2018. Perhaps the dwarves have memorialized the fallen king? Also pay attention to the terrain around the mountain. It looks similar to the environment the Dreki is around in the reveal trailer. I theorize this to be the native environment where we'll encounter this enemy type. Lastly, as the trio arrive in Svartalfheim, notice how this dwarf hurriedly runs, as if in fear. It's interesting to note the post mentions a dwarf sounding an alarm to warn the other dwarves. Now it's unlikely they are aware of Kratos' past beyond the Nine Realms, and rather know him as the bringer of Fimbulwinter and the killer of the Aesir. That about covers this video. Please let me know of any thoughts you have on the trailer in the comments below, where I'd love to discuss with you guys. As always, thanks for watching, take care.